This is the third part of the same question. The question which we solved in the previous video, in which we calculated the volume of the hemisphere in the first part, and in the second part, we find out the height of the cone. So, third part, let's see what the third part says. The third part says the container is now full of grain. Grain is removed from the container at a rate of 35,000 kg per hour. This is basically the flow rate, you can say. The grain is removed from the container at a rate of 35,000 kg per hour, and 1 meter cube of grain has a mass of 620 kg. Calculate the time taken to empty the container. We have to empty the container, and we have to find out the time, how much time will it take for the container to be emptied, and we have to give our answer in hours and minutes. So since we have the volume of the total container, the volume of the total container is 88 pi upon 3. That was given in the question in the second part. So we have the value of the total container, and we know that 1 meter cube of grain has a mass of 620 kg. The flow rate is telling us about the mass, so we have to find out the mass of the grain which we have in our container. We know the volume, the total volume of the container, but we do not know the mass. So we will use this condition. The condition says 1 meter cube of grain has a mass of 620 kg. So since we know the volume of the container, so now we will use this condition to find out how much mass of grain do we have. So I am using the same old method. I am writing two headings. The first one is volume, that is in meter cube, and the second one is mass, that is in kilograms. So 1 meter cube has a mass of 620 kg. And how much volume do we have? The volume of the container is 88 pi upon 3. So in order to find out the mass of this much volume, we will write x, and then now we will cross multiply. X multiplied by 1, and 88 pi upon 3 will be multiplied by 620. So the value of x is coming out as, and what is basically this x? This x is mass. So our total mass is 54560 upon 3, and obviously pi is over here. So 54,560 pi upon 3 kilograms. So this is the mass which we have in our container, and we have to empty this mass. And what is the flow rate? The flow rate is 35,000 kg per hour. 35,000 kg is being removed in 1 hour. So since we have this much mass, so now we will find out the time. We will again use the same strategy. Time and mass are the two headings. The time is in hours, the mass is in kg. So 1 hour, in 1 hour, 35,000 kg is being removed. So since we have now 54,560 pi upon 3, this is the mass which we have, and we are interested in finding out the time required to empty this mass. So we will write x in the column of time, and again now we will cross multiply. 54,560 pi upon 3 will be multiplied with 1, and x will be multiplied with 35,000. Since we have to find the value of x, so we will just multiply, we will just divide 54560 pi upon 3 with 35,000, and on using the calculator, the value of x, the value of time, that is in hours, is coming out as 1.63 hours. So 1.63 hours is required to empty this much mass which we have in our container. So since we are required to give our answer in hours and minutes, so what we will do, we know that there is one complete hour. So we will just write one in the column of hour, and now we have to convert this 0.63 hours into minutes. So what we will do, we will just multiply 0.63 into 60, since we have to convert it in minutes. So 0.63 multiplied by 60 will give us 38. So 1 hour 38 minute will be required to empty this much mass of grain that we have in our container. You can also find out your answer by using the calculator. There is a button in your calculator which have two commas, and then we have a circle and then one comma. This is used to convert your time into minutes and seconds. So what we will do, we will just write 1.63, and then we will press this button. and you will get this answer. This answer is 1 degree means 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 56.75 seconds. So since 56.75 seconds means 57 seconds, and there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, so we can add 1 minute. So our final answer will be 1 hour and 38 minutes, which is exactly the same which we have calculated with our previous method. This is very easy. You can also use this method as well. Both are very simple. So in this method, you have to write the R in the R column, and then you have to convert this 0.63 hours into minutes by multiplying it with 60. So 0.63 multiplied by 60 will give you 38. So our final answer is 1 hour and 38 minutes.